Today we're looking at another mini PC, this time the Beelink SER5. I want to thank them for sending this over to review on the channel. I'll leave a link down in the description below with current pricing and more information. It's got an AMD Ryzen 5 5560U processor, 16 gigabytes of RAM, plus you can upgrade the memory to 64 gigabytes of RAM, 500 gigabytes of SSD storage. You can also expand the storage up to 2 terabytes. It also has Wi-Fi 6E, 3200 megahertz, dual channel, 16 gigabytes of RAM. It'll support 4K resolution and dual screens on this. Also has Bluetooth 5.2 and it runs on Windows 11 Pro. Inside the box, you get a user manual. They also throw in a hard disk installation guide. Pretty typical power cable here. Here's your connection if you want to add a hard drive. They also throw in a mount if you want to put this on the back of a monitor, and screws are included. HDMI cables. You've got 2 USB 3.0 ports and a USB-C port there on the front, along with a headphone jack and power button. Ventilation on both sides. Nice rubber feet there on the bottom as well. You've got an Ethernet port here on the back, 2 USB 2.0 ports, 2 HDMI ports, and where you plug in the power. Nice texture here on the top. Overall nice build quality on this one. You can see you have 4 screws there on the bottom. Pretty simple to just take those out, and then you can see on the inside what you're able to upgrade. Now, once I got this hooked up, I went ahead and ran a Geekbench test and 3D Mark on here just to see how the scores were. As you can see here, 1131 legendary, 992 graphics score, and then 5534 CPU score. As far as Geekbench scores, 1319 for the single core score, 6057 for the multi-core score, and 12031 for the compute score. So you'll kind of have to see how that compares to your current PC, or if those are somewhat within the ballpark of what you're looking for. Surprisingly, when watching 4K YouTube videos, there didn't seem to be any dropped frames while playing, so that's always good to see. And then as far as gaming goes, I tested out a couple games on Steam, and they did just okay as far as performance goes. During Rocket League, it could only get about 40 to 50 frames per second. Not really going to be the best out there, especially compared to my other gaming PC. So depending on what types of games you're going to be playing on here, it's probably going to determine how good this is going to be. But then when it comes to video editing, I was surprised to see this actually does a nice job when using Premiere Pro. My other gaming PC, which is a lot more expensive, has been struggling recently with Premiere Pro, but this one actually seems to run fairly smooth for the most part, and that's good to see as well. The other thing I noticed is when gaming or video editing, there's not much sound coming from this, and the fact that you can upgrade the memory to 64 gigabytes. You've got a lot of ports on here to use for external storage, but it's also nice that you can upgrade the internal storage up to 2 terabytes. Overall, pretty nice for an affordable mini PC like this. Again, depending on what kind of performance you're looking for, may determine if this one's going to work for you. For me, it actually seems surprisingly good for the price, and if you haven't tried out a mini PC yet, I think you'll be surprised at just how good they're getting. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.